Hello everybody, we are going to make a cute little ornament out of a canning lid. This is one of the wide mouth ones, and I have used it for several different things, and I took it apart so that I could reuse it. And I have glue in there, but that's okay. We're going to paint it with some ivory chalk paint. I'm just going to dip my brush in there, this ivory. We're just going to kind of paint the inside, maybe a couple coats right there. Make sure I get in around that edge. We're just going to paint the inside of it. Let me put my paint over here on this side so I'm not crossing my hands here. Let's just paint that out right there. Get that a good coat. We're going to put a really cute postcard that's a reprint from 1900 to 1940, and I picked it up probably in Paducah, maybe even at the Market Street where Chastita has her little shop. Okay, got it good in there. So scoop that out of the way. Let's take our dryer here and we'll start to dry that. I'm not going to touch that because you know that's hot. I'm going to dry that chalk paint. Turn it here a little bit and see if it's dry. I'm probably going to put 2 coats on this because I want to make sure it's good and covered. We got that dry. Let's come back with another coat of it. Make sure we get all of that silver covered up. A little bit in there. And we don't really have to have it on our rim there because we're just going to hot glue into there. And while we've got that done, let's just go ahead and do the outside. We only need really 1 coat on the outside because we're going to put something on that. But you can find even used canning lids. You know, sometimes you get to where you never use your inside for a second time. So when you get done with your canning seals, just keep them. You can use those for a base for an ornament. Okay, now let's just set that aside and we're gonna let that dry. And we're pretty much done with the paint for right now. We're gonna take our postcard here, and this is a really cute vintagey looking postcard right there, and we're going to come over here and we're just going to put our edge right there. And let me grab a pencil, and we're just going to make us a little mark right around just enough for us to see. And I can see my edging here. Even though I may not see my mark so good, I can see my edging. So we're going to take a little pair of scissors here and we're just going to trim that out. Let me get my little scissors here. And let's just use the big scissors. And we're going to cut that out right on that edge. All the way around. And cut that off right there. So I can see my edging right there. And we have pretty much a round shape. Let's set it here and let's see what we got. Let's flip it over and let's trim off any excess that we have right here. We want this to fit in here really good. Just like that. That way we know it's going to fit inside of our little piece here. Just like that. So since this is a postcard, we're just going to take a little bit of hot glue and just put a little bit of hot glue around the edge here. You could take double stick tape. You could do a lot of things, but let's just go ahead and stick that on there. And if you have any place that comes up, just stick a little more glue on it. This is a pretty thick postcard. Not gonna hurt a thing. Right there. So let's come back over here. And let's take our hot glue and let's just put a little bit of glue. Ooh, our paint's not dry. That's all right. We'll stick that in there anyway. Let's just stick this in here, push it down. And even our glue came out here just a little bit, and that's okay. We're gonna put it back on this. We're gonna go ahead and use this right here as our backing. So let's come over here, this little pretty piece over here in the corner. Let's just don't waste it. Let's just go right here. And we're gonna flip it over on the back here. Actually, we could even do the back if we wanted to. This was double-sided. So let's come on and let's come around our edging there, and let's make sure we finish off the back of our ornament, because you know ornaments sometimes they tend to twirl around. Okay, we're just gonna kind of cut around because we want to make sure we don't have to paint that back. But if we have to do just a little bit of painting, that's better than painting the whole thing. Okay. And it's okay that this mark is on here because that's our back. And we're going to just finish off the edge of the back of our little ornament there. So let's come back here and let's put a generous amount of glue around the edges. Okay, let's flip this over. Let's put this piece back down. And I like the darker piece right here for some reason. It just looks good. And there, so we got an ornament here. If you have any of it that comes around, go ahead and just take your scissors and just snip it if any of it shows. Like right there, we're going to take a little bit of that off. That way it doesn't show from the front. There we go. Now we're going to finish up our sides. We don't want this to look like a can. So I have this ribbon right here, and I got it. I don't know if I might have got it from Walmart, I believe. It came 3 to a package, and it's just a really good cord. And I'm going to use this tan and white. We could use the black and white or the red and white, but let's just use this tan and white. And I don't think I'm going to do there. I think I'm going to do this on the side right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here at the bottom, right on the edge where that meets. So let's take a little bit of glue right here on that edge. And I don't know where my finger protectors are, but we're going to let that cool for just a minute. And then we're going to twirl that. and let that glue seal off that edge. So start at the bottom, put in a little bit of glue. Let's lay that edge down, and we're going to cover up the edge of our scrapbook paper. And you can always blow your heat gun there and get rid of all your little glue hairs. Okay, let's just come right here a little bit more. And this kind of finishes off our edges. We'll go all the way up the side so this won't look like a can or a lid. And you can see right here on the bottom, you can push that in a little bit. You won't see your edges at all. I love making these type of ornaments. They're cheap, they're easy, and they turn out really cute. I'm gonna hold that. Then I'm just going to slide up it right here. So let's get another little bead of glue. Let's come up a little bit, tap that down. And I think the red would make a beautiful ornament around the edge of some of these, especially some that we're going to make with some little trucks. I'm just tapping that down. Make sure the paint is dry on your fingers. We don't want to get paint all over. And the only reason why I painted the side is so that if you did see anything, you're going to see just a little bit of that creamy white there. Okay, we're getting ready to come back over to our edge. We're going to go over, make it really tight. And then we're just gonna kind of wind our way up a little bit. And we'll hold that for just a second. Another little, probably take about 4 rounds of this thick ribbon. You can use jute and wrap around it. Sometimes the thicker the jute or whatever your ribbon is, it tends to go faster. But the little small jute looks really pretty. You could actually add a piece of ribbon around it. And making sure that's good and tight. And we're coming back, get close to our end there. And I'm just putting a little thin piece of glue. I probably should have got my pin glue gun. Okay, we're going to come up and we're going to make it go tight in that little area right there. Because we are going to put one more round around it to round out our top. You could attach a little hanger from the back of it with a little piece of tape or a little glue dot. This is going to be very cute when we're done with it. We're going to embellish the inside just a little bit. Whoops, I'm getting off my camera there. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's kind of finish that right there. And now I'm going to come right here on the top. And we're going to just lay that right there on the top. We're going to come out a little bit. We're going to hide the rim. And if you have any glue drops down, just wipe them off. Wait till it dries and pick it off. I tend to take it off as I go. But I'm putting a little hot glue right here on the rim. And then we're coming back and we're taking our edge, just like that. Come right up here on the top. And you can see I have a little bit of glue right through there. That's okay. We'll wait till it dries and we'll pick it off. Isn't that a cute little picture? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my piece about right there. And I'm gonna add a little bit of glue in there, just so we can mash it down. Okay, come right here. Whoops. And where I had that glue, I'll let it cool for just a minute, and then I can kind of mold it and blend that in right there on that side. And see, we have a finished edge right here. You can roll that back just a little bit. We have a nice finished edge. Now, we could put this inside if we wanted to. We could put some little pom-poms in it. I'm gonna take some greenery off of one of my florals here. Well, I guess I didn't get the right clippers there. Let me get some good scissors and cut this off. There we go. We have these little florals right here. We can put this in. We could put some lace around the edge right here. Let's see, do I have my lace up here? No, I didn't bring my lace over here. But we can take this aged piece of cheesecloth and put in there. I think we'll do that. I think that'll be pretty. Just kind of soften it just a little bit. I'm gonna start here at the bottom. Here at the bottom. Kind of spread it out a little bit. Let's take this piece of cheesecloth. And let's start right here at the bottom. And you don't have to really get all the way in there, just so you can just kind of cover that edge up a little bit. If you had lace, and I forgot to bring my lace over here because I would have used lace, but I had this little piece of cheesecloth right there. Tap that in. See how that just covers that up? This gives it a little bit rusticy too. Tap that in. I'm kind of twisting it as I go, so I have a little bit of a edge to it. I'm sorry I have to turn my camera so I can see in there to get that glue in. take this and let's just kind of tap. Tap that. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to just trim that off. I'm just going to take my finger and tap that in right there. Isn't that cute? That just gives it a little finished edge inside. Now lace would have been really pretty if I had that, but I forgot to bring it over here. What's new, right? So I'm taking some of these little pieces off of a floral that I have. I'm just going to use tiny, tiny pieces. And put a little bit of glue here on the back. And I'm going to glue that tip down and let that stay just like that. And I kind of want to take off of these, the little pieces that have a little bit of snow on them. Let's take another one. Stick that in like that. This one right here has a little bit. Let's kind of come up here a little bit, stick that in just a little bit right in there. And let me get another piece here. It's got some more now that whole piece right there would have been good. I'll stick a little bit of piece in there. Kind of come around, tap that in. Sometimes you may need a little bit more glue than what you stuck on there, so stick that in there. There we go. Just kind of building up a little edge there. I'm just tearing these little pieces off. Let's stick another little piece right in there. I think just right there on that edge. And then we have a few little berries here we can use. These are some little berries I just pulled off. And wherever I pulled it off, I'm going to put a little piece of glue there. And stick it right there. And I'm just pulling them off. And you can just use bits and pieces of different things. There's a little white one. I'm going to leave that little stem on that one. And we'll just stick that stem right down in there. And let's put a little tiny one up in here. Isn't that cute? Just a cute little, tiny little ornament out of a jar lid. Now, you can take this right here and glue it on the back. You could glue it behind this piece right here, but that's a little bit thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of jute. That jute got wet for some reason. Here's what I'm going to do for a hanger. I think I got a, let me see if I got a big enough piece. Nope, I didn't get a big enough piece. Get a piece longer than you think you're going to need. Start from your top, which is right about there. There's our top. Leave enough for a tie. Okay. Get something that you can just like mash that in right there and let that dry. Then come around your edge. It's kind of like we're going to finish off the edge of the back. But we're going to do it in a way that we're going to be able to make a hanger. Now you could use fabric glue right here. You could use Eileen's tacky glue. It'd take longer to dry. But this is just as easy. If you had a smaller glue gun, you could do that. And I'm gonna have to break my little glue gun out when I do these ornaments. This one's a little bit too big. Just tap that down. Now sometimes I'll weave in, and you'll see in some of my ornaments here, I'll weave in the hanger when I'm wrapping it around too. I'm going to use my eraser here. Pull my thread over here. Let's get our glue off of it. Let's take our eraser and just kind of push. Push that in. I'm going to take that glue and pull it off. It comes off really good on the eraser. And let's take another little bit. You know, you could do a kid's picture in here. You could do your grandkids' pictures, a family picture, picture of your dog, your cat. And we are just about done with our first ornament for July. Now make sure you guys all go over to YouTube if you want to watch the entire video, because I will put this as a short video on my page, but the full-length video will be on YouTube. And I'll put the link on the page. Okay, we're almost to the end there. Take that little glue off. Now what I like to do is I'll take and tie a knot right here. Okay. And before I tie it in a tight knot, I'm gonna stick a little bit of glue right there. And then when I tie it in a knot, you're gonna want to mash everything down. And then you're going to bring it up and tie a knot. Now, if you want to have a long hanger, just cut you off a long piece, that way you don't run out. Because like right here, I was pretty close. Clip my top off. And there we have a cute little ornament you can hang up on your tree. It's not quite in the center, but it's close enough. There you go. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you'll stay tuned for the next 31 days of Christmas ornaments in July. See you guys later. Bye-bye.